Hey, hello everybody. Welcome. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Currently, I am located in South Korea, so it's evening for us. It's about 8:30 at night. So it's very dark and very cold. My name is Terri Beadle, and I am currently an assistant professor of English at Usong University, which is in Daejeon, South Korea. A little bit about me. I have a degree in TESOL. I have a master's degree in TESOL. I have a almost master's degree in adult education with an emphasis in literacy. And I am currently working on my doctorate in new media and new literacy and online learning. The reason why I'm doing this presentation is because it's some experience that I've had over COVID and being online education, being online classes. This is not official research. This is not anything that I have done with Pixton or contacted them or anything. This is just straight up my own experience and what I have learned over the last 2 years. So first thing we're going to talk about is what is Pixton? Okay, so Pixton is a comic creating website. In the beginning of the pandemic, it was very, very nice because they wanted people to use their product, so they gave it to us for free. So I signed up for it and it was free at the time. Currently it is not, but they are talking about getting a free version. And what it does is it helps students create comically or physically or photographically what they're trying to say and what they're trying to do. So we're going to give a little bit more information about this. Okay. Why do we use the Pixton? Oh, I use Pixton because, it gives the students a voice. It gives us an opportunity to have fun and be creative, which is, currently one of the 21st century skills that people are trying to work with. It works with technology, which again is one of the 21st century skills that people are always trying to incorporate into their classrooms. What I like about it and why I personally use it is I tend to work with students who are very low-level English speakers. Their English is not great, but their confidence is even worse. And by using Pixton and giving them a creative outlet to get their juices flowing, they actually tend to create some very good comics and some very good writings and some very good stories. We'll see, hopefully this video will work to give a little explanation.
As a kid, I loved reading comics, and I tried to make one at some point, and I just didn't succeed. I thought, wouldn't it be cool to make a tool that anybody could use to make comics, that levels the playing field, that democratizes the medium? It's a wonderful way to express yourself with words and pictures. Wouldn't it be awesome to bring that to the classroom?
The thing I like best about Pixton is it's fun, and I like the concept of making your own comic and having other people see it online.
For me, I struggle a little bit with grammar, so I find that I can really express what I'm trying to say with Pixton.
Instead of we're just writing it down, having a blank piece of paper and having to write a 300-word essay, you just go on Pixton and you can just make a really fun, funny comic.
So what I like about Pixton is that it gives the student a different meaning to express their creativity. The enthusiasm that the students show when they're presenting their work is really worth it. And to see them being able to express themselves with that enthusiasm makes such a difference when you're evaluating them.
A lot more fun than writing kittens than writing school dogs.
More than a comic book, Pixton is a writing tool. Teachers who have reluctant writers in their class find that when they sit them down in front of Pixton, all of these ideas are unleashed. teachers tell us that Pixton gives students a superpower. It gives them an ability to do something they couldn't do before. It empowers them to write in a way that's interesting and fun and engaging. And at the end of it, they've got something that they're really proud of, that they want to show off. It's amazing.
And I think his perfect word is there. It gives them a superpower. And that's exactly what my students feel when they do this. So how do we start with it? Well, first of all, you have to start by creating an avatar. That's my avatar up there. Got me with my blue eyes because that's the thing everybody notices in Korea. Then after you've created your avatar, then you can create your class and then you can invite students to join. I usually have the students create their own IDs. That way they remember it. And so what we do is we use the Google sign up for it. If you happen to be somewhere where Google is not an option, then you can assign IDs to the students, and that makes it a little easier, but they tend to forget them, in my case at least. And once they have gotten into the classroom, then that's when they start making their own avatars, and then you can start assigning some classes and some ideas. Once your class is created, you can create a picture of your entire class with all of your avatars. So this is one of my fall classes. As you can see, the leaves are on the ground. After the students all created their avatars, we took a class picture and the students all got to use this. We are back half on campus, half off campus. And I actually noticed some of my students had their Pixton class pictures on their notebooks still. And so it was something that they kept with them and they like and they enjoyed. And so it was really kind of a fun activity that they get to do. Okay. And now these are some of the results that I have from what my classes have done. Okay. Like I said, I usually do lower level students. And so the English itself is not the best, but the ideas are. And that is what we're really working towards, is what are some of the ideas that the students can create? What can they do? Okay. So this first one was one of my comedians, of course. He said, English is easy, teacher. I don't need English. And so he decided to use me as part of his first creation. And, you know, he says, English is too easy. I don't need to study. I've got it. It's easy. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And he means don't be conceited, but he wrote don't be conceit, which is fine. And he's like, oh, please, 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 I will study. And I'm like, no, you can't. I only want sincere students. All right. My students know that I have a good sense of humor. And so when he posted this in class, I laughed and I had fun. And I'm like, yep, that's me. I'm going to kick you to the ground. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And my students all laughed and they know it's great. You know, you don't take it to heart that they think you're a mean teacher. They think you're a fun teacher. And by doing that with the students, it actually gives them a little bit more confidence. So then the next time they create one, it's a little bit better. Like these are the same students. They were doing an introduction to their departments for incoming freshmen. So students who are seniors right now, the following week, we had like an open house, and these guys were going to be introducing their departments to these incoming possible freshmen. And so they created these little cartoons to be posted in their department areas. You know, the first one, if you can't tell, she's a chef. And so she's talking about culinary arts and what it is that happens and how much fun it is. And then the second one is a logistics system manager. And so as you can see, you know, he's talking about what it is to be a logistics system manager, that you work with marine cargo, that you work with airplanes and that information. So these two were used to try and entice students to come as part of a freshman orientation type of situation. Okay. Another one that I had the students do is we were talking about sports and what their favorite sports is, what their favorite part of working out is. And this one I thought was very good. You know, she's talking about sports that can make you live to be 100, right? And there's only one answer that's possible, and that's swimming. Swimming is the only thing that's going to make you live till you're 100. But she used the different backgrounds, real actual backgrounds, not just cartoon backgrounds, to help get her story across. And that helps a lot when they have those options to choose what they want to do. Okay. Now, what I've put this through is we could do this in action. So I have created a class for everybody. So if you can get a copy of this, take a picture of it, however you would like to get a hold of it, and you can practice with it. You can play with it. You can do whatever you want so you can see what it is. I have opened it up so that it has every possible thing in the classes. There are adult concepts that you might not want to use for younger children. And there are some younger children things that the adults are like, I don't want to use that at all. So if you can take a picture of this, you can go to that joinpixton.com and you can create your own avatar and you can create your own comics just to see what it's about. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing for a second and share something else. Not a Zoom. Okay. So, oh, it died on me. Okay, hold on one second. There we go. We're coming back. So when you open up Pixton, this is kind of what it looks like, okay? You've got different informations that are in the beginning. You've got comic billers to explain what it is, lesson ideas to help, printables, things that you can print out, content packs. Those content packs, that is what you can use for your students. So you can use guns, or you can say no guns are allowed to be used. You can use wheelchairs, or you can say no wheelchairs are not allowed to be used. It doesn't matter what you choose that is in the content packs. You can say it's a history class, so I only want them to be able to use history information. You can say it's an English class, so I only want them to do English information. Okay, it doesn't matter. What we would do is you will start with a comic, and the first thing you do with it is you make a title. Okay, so my title is going to be Saudi Arabia. Okay. And then it comes up with a background. So any kind of background you want to do. You can do outside, inside. We've got muscle, bones, science, the pyramids, you know, pretty much anything you want that you can think of. So I would like from the peanut gallery, somebody out there, what kind of background do you think we should use for this example comic? Can anybody type in the chat box or yell out what background you want to use? Let's see, bridge. Okay, so we're going to use a bridge. So I type in bridge, and these are all of our options for bridges. Okay. I kind of like the sunset. Oh, look, it's saying I can't use this. This is only available in that content pack. So it says I cannot use that bridge, which is unusual. Uh-oh, it looks like maybe all of my content packs have disappeared. Of course they have, because, you know, I want to do something fun. So they've all locked up on me. Okay, so as you can see, there are some issues, right? This is saying that it's not available right now because I didn't click on the right opening for it. So you have to really make sure that you have this all done for before you start, or else you have slight issues like me. Let's see if I can find a room. Nope, it's still not letting me do a room. Interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're just going to open up a different one. Okay, so this is one that I created before, and we're talking about carrots. Which vegetables do you want for dinner? Carrots. And then you have this bad face, like, what? I don't want this. I don't want to work on this. Let's see. And then another one. Let me find another one. Okay. Another one that I created for my classes that again is not showing up. Looks like I'm having some technical difficulties also for some reason. Well, then what I'm going to do is just show you the favorite ones because those are there. Hopefully no technicals. So this group that I'm going to show you right now, the students were working in tandem to create an information about festivals. And the students had to find a festival in the world that they thought was unusual or strange. But these students found the Hermanus Whale Festival in South Africa because they thought it was very interesting. And they looked up the information, they created the information, and then what happened was they created their own different comics for it. So this is one student's version of the comic. Right? He's talking, oh, it's a whale, yay. What's a whale like? Blah, blah, blah. He has all this information about the festival, about where it is, when it is, what they do, how many whales you see, right? And so he chose to use a water background with a whale and he and his partner talking. Whereas his partner created it differently, right? This way they said, oh, I have to finish an assignment, let's go. And he's investigating a South African festival. And so what he's showing and what he chose to show was him working on a computer to get the information about that festival. So the students, what's very interesting is that even though they had the same information, the way that they presented that information are totally different. And they get to be their own creative person. They get to be their own, they get to show their own personality, right? One of the other ones that I would like to show you is this one. Okay. This student was a low-level student, and last fall we have a contest at our university for writing, and she chose to enter this comic into the contest. Out of 550 students who entered the contest, she actually got first place. And everybody was surprised because she was a low-level student. And some of the higher level students who basically speak native like, theirs was not as good as this. You know, I did help her a little bit with some of the information, but she created most of it herself. Right? And so this is talking about a birthday for her friend Gina. Right? And then they're talking about how do you do a surprise party? And then she's like, oh, we pretend that we don't know Gina, we ignore her. And then, you know, as you can see, Gina has different spellings of her name in the different ones. So I didn't correct it perfectly. and they're ignoring her the whole times. And she's like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. No, 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 no. I'm, you guys are going. Nope, we're not talking to you. Nope, we're staying away from you. Sorry, no, I can't help you. And then so she's like, okay, well, I guess I have other friends. And then her original friends are like, oh, we should stop things before they get worse. And she's like, no, I'm not happy. You ignored me, and that does not make me feel good. And so my student was saying that she actually had this happen to her, and she was very excited that she could express it. She didn't really know how she was going to express it perfectly, but she could express it by using this comic. And so she created this nice comic. And again, like I said, she did win for freshmen, the freshman competition. And so that's a really good sign that these students are being happy and being creative. Okay. Okay. I talked really fast to make sure that we got through everything. Are there any questions or any ideas that anybody has? Like I said, this is good for all level students. You can do freshman, or excuse me, elementary, middle, high school. Nora, I see your hand is raised.
Yeah, I have a question, or rather two. Do they do these comic stories in class or at home? And do they discuss them later in class? And how often do you do them? Because I'm really interested in it.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely suggest, if you can get that, I'll put that, the PowerPoint up so you can get that link again, then you can go in and practice.
Yeah, I did. I already took a picture of it.
Okay, good. It is, I only started when we started online, so I've only been doing it for 2 years. So all of our classes have been online for that whole time. So they're doing it online, they're doing it at home. I do, the first time we open it up and I have students working on it, we do it during class. So I can be there if they have questions, or I can help, or whatever happens. This semester, we're actually in person starting next week, hopefully. That's what we've been told. And so this will be the first semester that I'll be working on it in person. Usually in my writing classes, I will do, of our 5 writings that we have to do for the semester, I'll let the students choose which ones they want to do as a cartoon. So most of the time, creative stories, they really want to do that as a cartoon. And a lot of students, you guys have probably all have the same books, where you have the book that talks about the environment, the books that talk about phobias. All the students really like doing the phobias as a cartoon, actually. And so I let them choose which ones they want to do. I tell them they should do 2 out of the 5 should be cartoons, but I do give them that choice.
Yeah, that is really very also motivational, as you said, because they can see, as you said, the student whose English was not that good was, it raised her morale.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And that's, and that's exactly what like I said, it's not official or anything. I haven't done official research on this, but that's what I've been seeing, is that my lowest level students, or the ones with the least confidence, are actually gaining more confidence, and they're very happy to show off their work. And they're very happy to show off what they knew. Sometimes what we do is we have a contest in class. I've done that in two of the classes, where they get to show us their favorite cartoon that they made, and we create, we did an Oscar kind of thing where we got to vote on it, and whoever won, we had this Oscar picture thing that we gave them. And so the students, they got this little picture of an Oscar for themselves. Nothing big, but it was enough that they were very happy to be able to show off their work.
Thank you very much. That was really, really very interesting. I'm going to try it out.
Yes. Well, give me a few minutes so I can find out why I was locked out. So I'll have to see what's going on with that. But yes, I have, because I got it for free. They may have decided they want to charge me now.
Yeah.
which is possible, but it's not, it is definitely something that I will pay for because it has worked so well in the last 2 years. Okay, are there any other questions?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, no other questions? Okay,